Snape, Severus Snape, 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 Severus Snape, Dumbledore, Harry Potter, Harry Potter, Harry Potter, Harry Potter.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, weekend, 5 awesome college girls.
Our theme this week is Harry Potter, which is pretty much the best theme ever, and I wish that I had so much more time to talk about it because I could just talk about Harry Potter for days and days and weeks and months, but I don't have time to do that. So I started reading Harry Potter when I was 10. I actually have a really funny story. For my 10th birthday, my dad bought me the Philosopher's Stone, which I only remember because when I was younger, my mom did all the shopping for like my birthday or Christmas or whatever. Like, it'd be from both my parents. My mom would pick the stuff out, and like my dad never, even now my parents are divorced. They've been divorced for 10 years. My mom still tells my dad what to buy me because anyway. But I distinctly remember my dad was like, I saw this book and I bought it for you. And I was like, oh, okay, little 10-year-old grade 4 me. And I don't know if you guys remember Philosopher's Stone, but the first chapter is like right after Voldemort is killed, so to speak. And it's like everyone, all the wizards are really happy. But the first chapter is just like ridiculously boring. I don't know if anyone else found that. So I tried to read the book and I was just like, I can't read this book. I think I tried probably 3 or 4 times. I just couldn't get past the first chapter because it was just so boring. And by that point, it was like, the whole book's going to be boring. I'm not going to read it. And then when I got the book for my birthday, no one I knew was reading Harry Potter. Like, no one had even heard of it. So then a couple months later, some of my friends started reading it. And I think I saw one of my good friends. She was like, oh, I'm reading this book, Harry Potter. I was just like, I have that book. And then she asked me if I liked it. I was like, no, it's really stupid. I was like, oh, it's so boring. Like, oh, what a bad book. And she was just like, are you kidding me, Seana? It's the best book ever. And I was just like, what? Are we reading the same book? Because I'm not understanding. And then I think she asked me how far I got. I was like, I can't get past the first chapter. And she's like, well, that's why, because the first chapter is boring. So once I managed to get past the first chapter, fell in love with it. And then probably either that summer or the next fall, within that year, my mom bought me Chamber of Secrets and Prisoner of Azkaban, because those are the only other 2 that were out. And then after that, I would always go like the day after the book was released and pick them up. And I remember, this is actually pretty funny. I remember when I was in grade 4, after I read it, it started becoming really, really popular. And I think we were reading it once in class or something. We were talking about it in English class or whatever, something like that. I don't remember. And this is before the movie came out. No one knew how to say Hermione's name. Because, like, I mean, Harry, that's a pretty normal name. Ron, I know people named Ron. But, like, Hermione, we were all just like, Hermione, like, no one knew. I think we just called her Hermione because no one knew how to say her name. And then the movie came out, and we were all like, duh, I knew it was Hermione. That's what I was saying all along. And we all thought that, like, oh yeah, I knew that. Anyway, so that's my story about how I got into Harry Potter. Oh, I love it. I have all the books, all the movies. Last week's song quote was from the song Mean by Taylor Swift. I love that song. It's new. I don't think many people have heard it. They don't even play it on the radio here. Such a good song, though. I love it. This week's song quote is also the song that I sang at the beginning. So if you know what song that is, I'm sure you do. It's not that hard. But if you know, leave it down in the comments. Whoop! I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next Thursday. And Kathleen, I will see you tomorrow.